Counting calories is a great way for us to understand what and how much we're eating. However, this can be taken to an extreme. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of counting calories and tracking your macros. So stay tuned. Hey guys, what's up? Newton Kwong here, helping you with long-term tips and strategies on how to eat better and live healthier. All of the information in this video is for educational purposes only. If you're seeking medical advice, then please consult with your proper healthcare professional. Let's start with the pros first. Number one is that you get to collect very specific, reliable, and meaningful data behind your nutrition. Now, this is assuming that you're doing this correctly, that you're tracking everything that you're eating and drinking, and you're getting your serving sizes correct. If this is the case for you, then you're actually getting a very accurate snapshot behind the energy and the nutrient intake that you have, and that's going to inform you on why you're experiencing the current health that you have right now. Number two is that you get to make very accurate and specific adjustments that are going to be relevant for you to get towards your goal. When you understand at a very detailed level what you're putting into your body, you can adjust for total calories that you're eating. You can adjust for the total grams of carbohydrates, protein, and fats that you're eating. And this is very, very powerful for people who have very specific goals. The third pro that I have for you when it comes to counting calories and tracking macros is that you get to learn about your food and eating behaviors in a relatively short amount of time. Nothing is going to bring more awareness than to actually track every single thing that goes into your body and then being able to see the true numbers behind your actual intake. This can be very revealing for many people because calories do add up with the snacks and the meals, and calories can come from unsuspecting places as well. So for people who think that they eat relatively healthy or they're eating at a good amount, they might find that they may be overeating, and some people they might find that they're undereating. Counting calories and tracking macros can highlight these gaps in awareness that we may have when it comes to our overall intake. Those are all of the benefits that I have so far when it comes to counting calories and tracking macros. Now let's get into the cons. Number one is that if you are doing this entire process inaccurately, meaning that you're not tracking every single thing that you're putting into your mouth, including drinks, alcohol, and snacks, then your whole entire data set is going to be unreliable. This means that if you're drawing conclusions based off of your data, your calorie counts, then these conclusions may confuse you. Let's say that you're underreporting your calories and you're expecting weight loss, but for a couple weeks, you see that your weight isn't budging or it's actually going up. Now, if you rely on the calorie counts that you've tracked so far, then you're going to draw a conclusion that counting calories doesn't work, that this process is not working for you, when in reality, the method and the process that you're using is not capturing all of the data that's directly influencing your results. When you've got unreliable data, then unfortunately, you may have wasted a lot of time because you can't draw meaningful conclusions from an incomplete data set. In addition, there may be cases where people estimate the serving sizes that they're eating, or they're estimating the amount of calories that they're eating from takeout food, from food that they're eating from restaurants, or food that loved ones make for them. This type of estimation is only going to make your calorie counts more unreliable. So it's going to be very important that you do this process of tracking calories and macros in the way that it's intended to be accurate, to measure all of your serving sizes, to weigh out your food in order to draw the most accurate and significant and meaningful conclusions when it comes to your intake and your weight loss or your weight gain. Now, with all of that said, the second con that I have for you is that if we were to do this process as it was intended to be done, it's going to be naturally and inherently unsustainable for most people. We can't expect to be carrying a weight scale with us everywhere that we go and measure everything that we eat. It becomes very tedious, and you can bet that it's not going to be socially acceptable to do this at restaurants or when you're going to your friend's place or your family's place. This is not going to work out for the long term. Plus, there's a tendency to become overly obsessive over the numbers as we continue tracking calories for an extended period of time. Unfortunately, this can lead to a deterioration in our mental health and our relationship with food. This might look like anxiety whenever we're about to eat, having to understand exactly how much we're eating for each meal, understanding all the ingredients that go into a particular food. And if it seems like I'm going into so much detail with this, it's because I've gone through it, and it's not a really fun experience to have that type of negativity when it comes to eating our meals. If you're the type of person who eats socially most of the time, go out to restaurants, order takeout food, or eat with your friends and family often, and other people are cooking for you, then this is not going to be a long-term sustainable option for you when it comes to understanding your nutrition and your food intake. Over time, this becomes a very mentally taxing activity and practice for most people, and it's going to wear them down unless you're the type of person who eats mostly the same thing each and every single day. The third con that I have for you is that we can become overly rigid and restrictive when it comes to our food choices. We may look at food merely through the lens of numbers, calories, and macros, and that's not a very healthy way to look at food. Food provides so many more benefits than just the energy and the nutrients that it provides. When you think about all of the social gatherings that you're in, all of the relationships that you have, a lot of the interaction that you have with them is through eating food. So food provides a lot more benefit than just its calorie and energy composition. Failing to recognize this is going to lead to a decreased level in our overall quality of life. And that's something that we don't want to happen. When we think about health and nutrition and fitness, the goal is to improve our overall quality of life, not to decrease it. So when we feel like we're about to get to a level of extreme when it comes to, collecting the best data for the longest amount of time, or trying to strive for our ideal body type, then we've got to keep that overall perspective, the overall goal of improving our life quality in mind. If you're finding value in this video, then consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel for more content just like this, and let me know in the comments down below, have you experienced any of the pros or any of the cons that I've discussed so far in this video? Let me know in the comments down below, and here are my closing and overall takeaway thoughts based on everything that I've said so far. Counting calories and tracking macros can be helpful for many people if they do it intentionally and accurately for a predetermined amount of time. It's going to be a very beneficial tool of education when it comes to overall nutrition and health. However, if we're not intentional about this, if we don't have a set reason why we're doing this, if we don't have clear objectives as to what we're trying to accomplish with this tool of measuring our intake, then we can take it into a level of extreme, or we can draw very inconclusive data that's going to overall confuse us and actually make us more frustrated at the end. What I recommend for most people is to set an initial time frame and how long you're going to do this in an accurate way. Gain enough awareness over the food that you eat and your overall eating habits so that at the end of this calorie tracking, macro tracking period, you have an idea of what type of adjustments that you're going to make to your overall diet. Also remember that tracking calories, tracking macros is just one method out of many methods that you can use to help you accomplish your health goals. There are many people out there in the world who are living healthy, full lives without having to worry about how many calories that they're eating. So know that you don't need to do this, but it's not going to hurt you if you do it with intention and with accuracy. I want to know what you guys think. Are you tracking calories or macros right now? And also, if you have any questions whatsoever on anything that I said so far, please leave your questions in the comments down below, and I will make a future video answering them for you. Check out all my videos in the next screen, and I am going to see you in the next video. Peace.